from the Transcanada Theatre in Olds, you're listening to CKUA's program featuring Albertan musicians. Welcome to Alberta Backstage. Tonight, live music from Colleen Brown. Hello, I'm Grant Stovel. If you're listening to us in Olds, come on down to the Community Learning Campus and join us for this free concert in the Transcanada Theatre, located in the Fine Arts Centre. We'll be here until 9 p.m. We'll get to some music in just a moment, but first some background about Alberta Backstage. Alberta Backstage is generously supported by Transcanada, the leading energy infrastructure company in North America. Without that support, this program would not exist. The idea behind Alberta Backstage is to take an hour of CKUA's airtime and focus on the great musical talent that calls our province home, and to bring some of that talent to Albertans. In the coming weeks, you'll hear programs featuring the talents of many fine Alberta musicians. Every Friday night, you'll hear music released by Alberta performers, as well as interviews and performances recorded especially for CKUA. Alberta Backstage is also a musical roadshow. This season, we're visiting Alberta communities to present free concerts that will be broadcast live on the CKUA radio network. Our first live broadcast was in Fort McMurray, featuring Edmonton's Trevor Cheer. After our show tonight here in Olds, and in the coming months, we'll be off to Drumheller, Medicine Hat, and Grand Prairie, bringing Alberta's musicians to Albertans. That's Alberta Backstage in a nutshell. Coming right up, live music from an Edmonton singer who is going to bring life to the grand piano at Olds College. This is Alberta Backstage. About 2 years ago, Colleen Brown wasn't sure which way her musical career was going to go. One of her musical projects, The Secretaries, was getting some attention, and her CD, Foot in Heart, was getting good reviews and airplay on public radio. But then something happened, and Colleen Brown's career slowly started ramping up. Her CD caught the attention of a respected label and was re-released. She also started opening for the likes of Hawksley Workman and Frank Black. She played the Edmonton Folk Festival this year, and she's just finished a cross-Canada tour with the Crash Test Dummies. So let's give a big Olds Alberta welcome to Colleen Brown.
Who was
That was Colleen Brown and her band here in Olds, Alberta. My name is Grant Stovel. You're tuned to the CKUA Radio Network. It's Friday night and we're live at the Transcanada Theatre in Olds College, and you're listening to Alberta Backstage. This program is generously supported by Transcanada, the leading energy infrastructure company in North America. If you're not able to make it to the live broadcast here in Olds, but instead are listening to us on CKUA, you can enter a draw for Colleen's CD, Foot in Heart, and a Colleen Brown t-shirt. To enter, tell us what you think of the show so far by going to the CKUA Facebook fan page. You'll find a link to the fan page on the CKUA website at ckua.com. We'll announce the name of the winner near the end of tonight's show. Colleen Brown, why don't you come on over here and join me for a chat? Colleen Brown, ladies and gentlemen. Colleen, it's delightful to have you here joining us on Alberta Backstage.
Delightful to be here, Grant Stovel.
And why don't you tell us the names of the members of your stellar band?
Sure thing. On drums we have Peter Hendrickson. Bass. On bass we have Patrick Mahalik. Guitar is Peter Bulek. And then Amy Van Keeken is singing some background vocals and percussion.
And on the second guitar and piano, it's Colleen Brown, of course. Yes. Playing a delightful grand piano here in Olds tonight on CKUA. And welcome back to Alberta, by the way. It's been a while. You've been rambling around this country a great deal. How was it being on tour with Crash Test Dummies?
It was awesome. I had no idea that they were going to be so normal.
Was that heartening or not?
It was great. I've heard lots of stories, you know, all the rock star stories that you hear when people, I think they've sold something like 10 million records or something, so for people like that, you expect them to have developed some sort of ego craziness, and they were actually really genuine, cool people. So, okay.
Manitobans tend to be like that, regardless of how many.
Yes.
Well, that tour with Crash Test Dummies is just the latest high point for your career. Tell us a little bit about what started this whole forward momentum going for you these days.
Well, I think probably the biggest thing that happened was the album started to get played on CBC radio nationally, and as you know, a lot of the music industry is all concentrated in Toronto, well, Ontario in particular. And M. Greiner heard my music on CBC radio, and she asked if she could re-release my album. And she got it into the hands of a lot of important movers and shakers in the music industry, and got a lot more people just in general across Canada and actually around the world starting to listen to my music. And then I got my manager.
Well, of course, here in Alberta, we've known about you for a long time. You've been extensively on the live music scene for years, and you've had a discography going back for several years as well. You started off, I guess it's fair to say, honing your musical chops at MacEwan. You're a graduate of the vocal performance program at MacEwan University. Was that something that had an impact on your career, the formal music training?
Definitely. I had taken classical voice lessons in piano in Lloydminster, where I grew up, and that was definitely something that was a starting point for me. Lots of musical theater I did there as well. And then going to Grant MacEwan, you learn all of the rules for how you're supposed to perform and how you're supposed to write music, and then you spend I spent the next 8 or so years learning how to break all those rules.
Fantastic. Well, Colleen Brown, do you feel like breaking a few more of them for us right now?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Colleen Brown, ladies and gentlemen.